Django. The D is silent.
I feel so stupid.
Yes, as you may have gathered by now, the trailer for Quentin Tarantino's highly anticipated new film, Django Unchained, has finally been unveiled. Now, I've been looking forward to this movie forever, really. This is one of those movies that I've looked forward to for such a long time. I've kind of marked an image of what I want this film to be like in my head, with all these great actors, Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio. I've dreamt about this film. I really have been dying to know what this thing looks like for a long time. And after seeing the trailer, man, as a Tarantino fan, I gotta say, I am not disappointed whatsoever. What I'm loving about this movie is that it really looks like a great action comedy that really embraces Tarantino's knack for that genre. It looks like it has great characters, a staple of every Tarantino film. And I love how every Quentin Tarantino movie is different and yet so beautifully similar to the others in the library, and this one looks like no exception. I'm loving the cast of characters in this thing so far. Whether you got Jamie Foxx as the badass slave turned bounty hunter who's trying to save his wife, played by Kerry Washington. Christoph Waltz as the dentist turned bounty hunter, who looks to be a great mentor and hilarious supporting character with that great offbeat sense of weirdness that Tarantino and Christoph Waltz are great at delivering. And finally, Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candle. Man, this guy looks like he is just having the time of his life playing this villain role. It opens and the first shot you see of him is him just yelling, going, yeah! And just right off the bat, his just joy in his evil is just infectious. I love seeing DiCaprio finally get a chance to have some fun with the role after spending the last decade being Mr. Serious. I feel like, if anything, this will be the role that wins him an Oscar just because it's something different from him, and I love seeing him so far. I'm loving the dialogue and scenarios he's putting these characters in, especially the one early on where Christoph Waltz frees Jamie Foxx's character from the slave owner, and it's just this very short scene in the trailer because they have to show you what happens, but I can tell that in the movie it's going to be that long flow of dialogue with that very Tarantino-esque build to a crescendo, and I can just feel that in the trailer, and I'm loving it. Also, there's just so many great quotable lines just in this trailer. I've always loved Tarantino's way with words, and in this film, it seems like he hasn't lost it. There's just several wonderful lines in here, especially my favorite, "I like the way you die, boy." I'm loving the cinematography and the way this thing looks. It looks like it takes place in that very kind of elevated Tarantino world, but not to the point where it looks ridiculous. It looks like it just takes place in a slightly alternate universe, and I love that. Also, just some of the way these shots are assembled are just beautiful. Especially this one where Jamie Foxx shoots a guy and blood goes on the cotton. I feel like that's just a beautiful representation of what this movie's going to be about, and it could have even been the teaser poster as far as I'm concerned. So, in closing, to spare you from my geeking out until December 25th when this movie comes out, Django Unchained looks fantastic. I couldn't be looking forward to this movie more. It looks like everything I wanted it to be. I'm so excited to see these actors stretch themselves in this Tarantino world, and until I review this movie, that's all I gotta say on Django Unchained. And those are my thoughts on the Django Unchained trailer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can subscribe, comment, request a review, do whatever you want. And until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike.